My name is Dafina, and today I would like to share with you my uterine cancer story. I'm originally from Macedonia and I have been living in London for almost 15 years. 5 years ago, I was living a normal life. I was working very hard on my career. I was staying in the office very long hours. I was traveling a lot. I was making friends. I was just enjoying life. But while I was working on my future, I didn't know that my life was already in danger. I didn't know that I was carrying a growing tumor on my uterus. Everything started when I started becoming very bloated. I was bloated for a few months, and my stomach was swollen for a few months, and I went to see my GP almost 4 months in a row, and I was complaining about the same issues all the time, but she never touched or examined my stomach. She just put it down to gluten intolerance, and I was recommended to take only probiotic yogurt, Activia yogurt, and to continue with my life as normal. But after a month, I started bleeding between my periods. Then is when I realized that something wasn't right. And then I booked to see another family doctor, who immediately referred me to see a gynecologist. But in 2 weeks' time, I had to fly to Macedonia to surprise my sister for her birthday, and I couldn't wait for the referral letter here in London. So as soon as I arrived in Macedonia, there, because I was still worried about my bleeding, I booked to see a private gynecologist. The gynecologist did all the proper checks. They did complete pelvic examination, and as soon as that was done, they noticed that I had a huge tumor on my uterus, which was around 14 centimeters, around 5.5 inches. And they recommended me to have a surgery immediately to remove the tumor because it was so big, to be able to preserve my uterus, so one day I can have my own family. I was really afraid, but I decided to go for the surgery immediately. And I decided to stay in Macedonia to have the support of my family. The operation was done, the tumor was removed, and I was brought back in the room where my family was waiting for me. As soon as I entered the room, I saw my mom. She was so worried, and I asked her, "Why are you worried? Everything is fine, I'm back, the surgery is over." But she told me that they're waiting for results, and this was really alarming for me. I was really confused and shocked. Why? But soon after that, the surgeon came in the room and gave me the life-changing news. You have a stage 2 womb cancer that has spread to your ovaries. And to save your life, you have to have one more surgery this very evening. I was so shocked. I was confused, lost, afraid, devastated. I didn't know what's going on because everything happened so suddenly. I just asked, is it possible for me to preserve my eggs so I can have my own family? But they told me this wasn't possible in my case because the type of cancer I had was estrogen receptive. The cancer was called leiomyosarcoma, and they told me that they were afraid to stimulate my ovaries because they were afraid that it might cause another cancer. So that option was out of the way, and I decided to go for the surgery to save my life. So it's been 5 years after the operation, and since that day I'm not able to have my own family, and every day I have to go to the consequences of the surgical menopause, which are hot flashes, night sweats, mood swings. And recently I was diagnosed with osteopenia, which is low bone density. I'm only 40 years old. But I must say that I'm very lucky that I'm alive, and I'm very grateful for that, and I'm very happy that I can share my story with you. But what happened to me, I really don't want to happen to anyone else, because this is something that can be prevented if it's diagnosed early enough. But here in the UK, we don't have a chance for regular women's health checkups. Here in the UK, these checkups are not possible like in other countries. This test is so important and can save your life. But this test checks for only one type of gynecological cancer, which is the cervical cancer, out of the 5 gynecological cancers, which are womb, ovarian, vulva, vaginal, and cervical, as I already mentioned. So because of this, in the UK, every year 3,000 women are diagnosed with a cervical cancer, but shockingly 18,000 women are diagnosed with the other 4 types of cancer for which there aren't any checks or screening. So after my experience, I'm just wondering how many of these women are diagnosed too late. So to change this and to save lives, I started a petition for yearly women's health checkups for all women in the UK from puberty. I believe that the best prevention is early detection. If you would like to sign this petition, you can find it on change.org under the hashtag #CheckMeUp. The petition can be signed from everyone from all over the world. Thank you so much for listening to my story.